Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have something very interesting and serious to talk about. How many of you have stage fright? I guess everyone. Most of us, even those at the top, suffer from public speaking anxiety. And when I ask my friends and students as to what is that one thing that makes them so afraid of speaking in front of the public, invariably they come up with the same response. Guess what? I don't like to be watched. I hate to be in the spotlight. Well, even I had a similar phobia when I was a child. In psychology, it's called glossophobia. It all happened when I was perhaps in my 6th or 7th grade. I was sitting in my classroom, busy sketching something, when suddenly I could hear a voice. It was my teacher. Oratory, I want you to give a speech for the next day's assembly. I was like, damn, what will I say? What if I go blank? I wanted to run away, trust me. I may even have packed my bag, but then I thought that isn't a very feasible option. So rather, I sat down and prayed that the school would burn down even before I had to deliver my speech. Humorous, isn't it? How funny I was and how innocent. But much to my disappointment, the school did not burn down. And the day arrived when I woke up with a sharp pain in my stomach. I realized that I have to go for it. Despite my fear and hesitation, I wrote down my speech and went to school. I had various nightmares the previous day. I envisioned myself standing on stage, and while giving my speech, I imagined me going stuck. I literally went blank. And I could hear the giggles of my peers' laughter. My friends were laughing at me, and that echoed through the walls of the auditorium. It was the worst of my nightmares. But then I gathered courage and went to school because I didn't want to quit. Remember Nelson Mandela? Fear is not the absence of courage, it's the triumph over it. So I went to school. The auditorium was fully packed. My peers were sitting before me. My name was called, and I felt a little dizzy and weak, but somehow managed to make up to the 3 stairs and went to the podium. I started giving my speech. I robotically read every word from my piece of paper that I held. I did not look up. Even for a second, I did not look up from the piece of paper I was holding, occasionally fidgeting with my ponytail. There were beads of sweat on my hairline. My palms were sweaty. My voice quivered. It was like a life and death situation for me. I was that phobic. But then it was finally over. But trust me, it did not go really well. It didn't go well at all. But my teachers were good enough, they were really nice enough to motivate me. And they applauded. I came back home. And then I started wondering, why am I so fearful? So I turned to Google, the source of all wisdom. I did plenty of research. I typed, what is that one strategy that will change everything overnight? And then I came to the realization that everything can't change overnight. It's a slow process. It takes time. I started taking crash courses. I started taking help from my tutors, my mentors, my friends helped me. I started taking part in discussions. I started small by raising hands to ask questions in the classroom. Before that, I never raised hands. Even if I knew an answer to the question, I would never raise hand. Well, I was actually very shy. I have been painfully shy. Like when I was a child, I would literally hide behind my mother's legs at a birthday party or a family occasion. I did not really like to interact with strangers. It was difficult for me to come out of my comfort zone. Even today, I have difficulty, but I'm working on it. So, this entire incident, why I'm sharing this incident with you is not because I want you to go out and change the world and be leaders. No. I am sharing this story because I want you all to go out and face your fears. Don't let them control your life. So today I'll be talking about certain effective tips and strategies that will help you overcome the fear of public speaking. The first one, be thorough with your content and believe what you're about to present. You should believe that you are an expert in this field and you should deliver that well. So believe in what you're saying and organize your speech or presentation with a proper introduction, body and conclusion. Be precise, short and crisp. Second tip, do not scan over, have direct eye contact with your audience. Often we feel that our audience is our source of danger. So what do? We kind of construct a wall between us and the audience. Now, how does this wall look like? There are various ways of building this wall. We focus on our slides, we hide ourselves, we bury our face into our notes, we do not make eye contact, and eventually we wish that everyone sitting in the auditorium goes into some sort of invisibility. And in the whole process, we completely disregard the people sitting right in front of us and we fail to establish connections. So you need to connect to your audience and you need to believe that they are not your adversary. Trust them that they are on your side. Even one person sitting in that audience looks forward to what you say. You never know how your words can transform one's way of living or one's way of thoughts. So always do not be afraid of the audience. They are the most important people. They are not here to judge you. The third strategy, supposedly you're giving a presentation, you are in a room full of people and you're going very smoothly, when suddenly you go blank. It happens to all of us, right? It happened to me on my first day of teaching. When I entered into class, I was fully prepared. After my master's was over and I had done my internship, I went to school. That was my first day of teaching. I had my lesson plans and everything. But the moment I entered into the class and saw 50 eyes staring at me, it felt as if I'm some alien. I do not belong to this world. And it gave me jitters. I was so scared. I was scared to death. So these things happen. You go blank. So what to do when you go blank in the middle of your speech or presentation? You can just have pop quiz. What do I mean by that? Just randomly pick up a person and ask the question, what did I just say? So he comes up with the answer. You say, oh, thank you so much. And you move on with your presentation. So that is one of the effective ways of, various ways as to how to deal with such situations. The thing is, scientifically, our mind really doesn't go blank. It's not practically possible because your mind is always processing information. Something is working always in your mind. So it's wrong to say that you go blank. Your mind actually doesn't really go blank. But you can have this quiz. The third strategy would be find your tribe. I have my tribe. I always had one. So your tribe could be your friend, your mentor, your teacher, your guardian, anything. Maybe some application who can guide you through the process. And how to know whether he or she is a good tribe? If she's a good tribe, she will listen to the whole thing and guide you. And if she's a bad tribe, she will only listen to the snippets of the presentation, not to the whole thing. So find your tribe. The fourth strategy, Well, this never worked with me. I always found teachers, and whenever I saw certain YouTube videos, many leaders advised to practice in front of mirrors. See, of course, practicing and rehearsing, they are so important before giving a presentation. You should be fully prepared. You should be thorough with your content. But it's very unnatural to see yourself when you're speaking. Like when you're speaking, your mouths move and your face make certain, certain gestures and all. It makes a very weird expression. So you shouldn't be focusing on how your mouths move. Uh, you shouldn't be focusing on the various imperfections of your face. Rather, you should be focusing on your words. Trust me, the audience is not interested in how you look. The audience is interested in what you say and how you deliver. So that is very important. Now see, there are so many ways of overcoming this this fear. These are some of the natural ways. These are very relevant ways of overcoming the fear of public speaking. Go ahead with it and you will definitely find your sunshine, just the way I found mine. All these days, all these years, I was like, I felt as if I was trapped in this cold, dark hole where the fear of public speaking literally haunted me and it always pulled me down. I could never come out of it. But then, after years of research, after years of practicing, although I'm far, far, far from being perfect, I have gained control over my fear of public speaking. And it's never ending, trust me. There isn't any finishing line in public speaking. You can always get better and better and better. I hope this video was useful to all of you. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead, implement these strategies, practice, 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 and practice, and there you go. You will definitely receive that standing ovation. Thank you so much. Do not forget to subscribe.